Willie Nelson admits he hasn't always had unquestionable honor as he reflects on his life. The singer-songwriter turned 90 this year, and his new book, Energy Follows Thought, The Stories Behind My Songs, reflects on his life and music. As Willie Nelson is set to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this week, he's looking back on his life and his music. In a new book, Energy Follows Thought, The Stories Behind My Songs, written by Nelson, with David Ritz and Mickey Raphael, the veteran singer-songwriter gives insight into some of his favorite tunes. In excerpts from the book provided to Fox News Digital, Nelson writes about two of his songs, The Party's Over and Funny How Time Slips Away. In The Party's Over, Nelson sings, Turn out the lights, the party's over / they say that all good things must end / call it a night, the party's over / and tomorrow starts the same old / thing again. Of the song, he writes in the book, some people say it's not good to feel sorry for yourself. Maybe so, but when it comes to songwriting, self-pity ain't a bad attitude to embrace. Folks relate. From time to time, we all get to feeling sorry for ourselves. The song debuted in 1967, and, according to Nelson, it went nowhere. But then it got a second life after it was included on a live album in the 1970s, and then again when Dandy Don Meredith, the Hall of Fame Dallas Cowboys quarterback who was a friend of Nelson's, became a commentator on Monday Night Football. Along with Howard Cosell on Monday Night Football, Don let you know when the game was out of reach by singing his out-of-tune version of The Party's Over, Nelson wrote. I couldn't care less that he was out of tune, especially because he'd tell those millions of football fans that Willie Nelson was the writer and they better go see Willie the next time he comes to their town. He also reflected on fellow country music icon Merle Haggard telling him, that's the saddest party song ever written. Maybe so, Merle, I said, but there's good money in sadness, Nelson recalled. In another excerpt, he reflects on the song Funny How Time Slips Away, written by Nelson in the early 1960s. It feels like only yesterday that the story fell out of my brain onto the page. Like all these songs, I let my unconscious do the work, he wrote. The song tells the story of a woman who does a man dirty, as Nelson put it, with lyrics like, how's your new love, / I hope that he's doing fine / heard you told him / that you'd love him till the end of time / well, you know, that's the same thing / that you told me / well, it seems like just the other day / gee, ain't it funny how time slips away. Nelson points out there actually wasn't a heartbreaking woman in his life as the song portrays, admitting, if anything, it's been the other way around. I haven't always acted with unquestionable honor. As to why he created the character, whom he also refers to as a Black Widow in the song, Nelson reveals it's a classic trope. Simplest answer is that the sultry seductress has been an alluring character ever since Antony hooked up with Cleopatra. Shakespeare wrote a play about them that takes up 5 acts and will probably be staged till the end of time, he explained. He added, my little song, a far more modest statement, may not enjoy such a long life. If it disappears, that'll be a shame. But what can you do? Songs, like time, do slip away. In April, Nelson celebrated his 90th birthday with a 2-night event at the Hollywood Bowl. Stars came out in force to honor him, with guest performances from artists including Snoop Dogg, Chris Stapleton, Miranda Lambert, Lyle Lovett, Roseanne Cash, The Chicks and Casey Musgraves joining him on stage. Lambert told Fox News Digital at the event, I feel like he's had such an influence on me. Growing up in Texas, it was just Willie's religion there. As a songwriter, you don't get any better than that. Lovett also shared, Willie Nelson's insistence on doing things his way opened the doors for a lot of artists and songwriters, in Texas certainly, but certainly in Nashville, to think freely in a way that people didn't do before Willie Nelson. The Texas-born musician also celebrated the release of a 5-part documentary at the Sundance Film Festival in January, and he won 2 Grammy Awards for Best Country Album for A Beautiful Time and Best Country Solo Performance for Live Forever in February. On top of that, Nelson released a new album in March, I Don't Know a Thing About Love, and is still planning on continuing to tour. Working is really good for me, no matter what kind of show it is, he told AARP shortly before his birthday. When asked if he'd ever consider retiring from the road, Nelson said, jokingly, I retire after every tour. He continued, but I'm always ready to go back again. I like the bus. I have everything I need on the bus. I never have to go into a hotel room anywhere.